Did Trump's tariffs work? The aftermath and future. As the world watched, President Donald Trump made a bold announcement: the imposition of a 25% tariff on steel and 10% on aluminum imports into the United States. It was a decision that would send shockwaves through the global economy and set the stage for a new era of trade battles. But what was behind this drastic move? In this episode, viewers are taken back to the roots of America's manufacturing industry, exploring the rise of global competition that had left U.S. manufacturers struggling to stay afloat. Steel and aluminum, once staples of the American economy, were now being undercut by cheaper imports from countries like China. Trump's solution? Tariffs. He claimed the tariffs were not just about economics, they were a matter of national security. He argued that the U.S. needed to bolster its domestic manufacturing capacity to defend its interests, and a strong steel and aluminum industry was crucial for military readiness. But not everyone agreed. While Trump supporters hailed the move as a necessary step to protect American jobs and industries, the decision was met with fierce opposition from both sides of the aisle. Allies like Canada and Mexico, along with the European Union, pushed back, warning of retaliation and economic damage. The episode delves into the reactions from U.S. industries, where some saw the tariffs as a win, while others, especially in sectors like automobiles and construction, feared higher prices and disrupted supply chains. The America First policy, which underpinned Trump's economic vision, takes center stage in this episode. It's clear that the tariffs were part of a larger strategy to shift the balance of trade in favor of the U.S., pushing for fairer agreements and countering the growing influence of foreign competitors. Yet, the consequences of such a move would be far-reaching, affecting everything from political relationships to the cost of everyday goods. Through interviews with industry experts, economists, and political analysts, the episode uncovers the complexities of Trump's tariff decision. Was it truly a protectionist policy for the American worker, or was it a gamble that would have far-reaching consequences? The story is just beginning, but the stakes are high, and the world is watching. The world's economy shifted with the unexpected wave of retaliatory tariffs that followed President Trump's decision to impose steep taxes on foreign steel and aluminum imports. What started as an attempt to protect American jobs soon spiraled into a full-fledged trade war. In this episode, viewers witnessed the global reaction as nations like Canada, the European Union, and China quickly retaliated, slapping tariffs on U.S. goods in kind. Canada, traditionally a close U.S. ally, imposed taxes on American products ranging from steel to ketchup. The EU followed suit, targeting U.S. goods like bourbon, motorcycles, and jeans, while China, already a key player in the steel trade, matched with tariffs of its own. This episode dives deep into the economic ripple effects, showing how each retaliatory move set off a chain reaction that not only impacted U.S. exporters but reverberated across international markets. The consequences of these tariffs were immediate. American farmers, heavily reliant on exports to China, found their produce facing steep tariffs, making their goods far less competitive abroad. The U.S. automobile industry, another key sector, faced soaring costs due to the increased price of steel and aluminum, threatening the livelihoods of thousands of workers. Tech companies, reliant on global supply chains, felt the strain of disrupted trade flows and higher manufacturing costs. It became clear that while some industries might benefit from the tariffs, many others would face serious challenges. As the trade war raged on, the U.S. was forced to confront the economic fallout. The episode shifts to the renegotiation of NAFTA into the USMCA, a crucial moment where the Trump administration sought to create a new trade deal with Mexico and Canada. While the new agreement was framed as a victory for American workers, experts weigh in on whether it truly addressed the structural issues at the heart of global trade imbalances, or if it was merely a tactical shift in an ongoing global chess game. With expert interviews from economists and trade experts, the episode lays bare the long-term consequences of the tariff saga, how the political landscape of international relations changed, how global supply chains were forever altered, and how consumers across the globe felt the weight of rising prices. The world was forever changed by the economic earthquake set off by one decision, and in this episode, the aftershocks are felt in every corner of the globe. As the dust settled from the global trade wars sparked by President Trump's steel and aluminum tariffs, the question lingered: did the tariffs achieve their intended goals, or were they a costly misstep for the U.S. economy? This episode takes a deep dive into the long-term effects of Trump's tariffs on American industry, analyzing the balance of gains and losses. On one side of the equation, U.S. steel manufacturers saw a temporary boost as foreign competition became more expensive. With tariffs in place, American steelmakers were able to increase production and hire more workers. However, as the episode unfolds, it becomes clear that the ripple effects of these tariffs were far from straightforward. While steel production benefited, industries like automobiles and construction found themselves caught in a vice. Auto manufacturers saw the cost of raw materials skyrocket, driving up production costs and leading to higher prices for consumers. Construction companies, too, faced increased prices for the steel and aluminum they relied on, raising the cost of everything from infrastructure projects to home building. As the camera zooms in on factory floors and bustling construction sites, the human toll becomes evident, with job losses and economic strain felt across several key sectors. Economists weigh in throughout the episode, offering a nuanced perspective on the broader economic impact. While the tariffs did provide a temporary boost to some sectors, experts suggest that the long-term damage to global trade relationships and supply chains may have outweighed the benefits. The episode also examines the effect on U.S. GDP and employment, revealing that while steel jobs increased in certain regions, the losses in other sectors, combined with retaliatory tariffs from trade partners, created a more complex economic picture than the administration had anticipated. Shifting to the future, the episode explores what the Trump administration's trade policies mean for America's global standing moving forward. Was the America First approach a flash in the pan, or did it lay the groundwork for a new era of protectionism? Interviews with trade experts and political analysts offer a glimpse into what the future of U.S. trade policy might look like after Trump, as the possibility of future trade wars looms. Could his legacy of protectionist tariffs inspire future administrations, or will the economic fallout lead to a return to more global cooperation? As the credits roll, viewers are left to ponder the true cost of these tariffs, who truly won, who lost, and whether the battle for the future of global trade is far from over.